So the idea is to bring everything into HubSpot, right? Right from onboarding to, onboarding to getting access, getting clients, contacting clients, meeting with clients and winning clients and working for clients. I want all of the entire thing to come into HubSpot, everything. That's the whole idea, right? So we have to figure out how we're going to do that, right? Obviously, this part we know, because this part is something that we all know, track very, very carefully. So I'm not going to discuss this part. But how does this happen? Let's say in reality, when somebody gets onboarded, right? It's slightly different. What does it mean by onboarding? I think the first thing that happens on onboarding is, let's say the new person or new someone receive a referral message, a referral WhatsApp or email message. That is the two things, right, that can happen to him. So this person receives it. What can he do first? He or she. So what is this message? This particular referral message. This referral message is this one, right? I hope you guys are all, you remember the referral message. Okay. So this is the referral message. Let's say I'll copy this and I'll put it somewhere here. I don't know where to put it, but okay, let me just create another slide for that, and I'll put the referral message here. Okay, new graduate referral message, right? So this is the new graduate referral message. And when does he need to do it? When somebody clicks on this, they need to do this, right? Insert link, place in this document, place to 52. Yeah, this one. Okay, so someone receives, and then what can he do? That person can basically either ignore it or he can join the thing, right? So what they can read all these things, and then here is the main thing. They have to click on this link in order to get to the thing, right? So the person clicks on this link, and how does he click on this link? He clicks on this link and it takes him to the thing, right? So that's the second step, this one. Clicks and gets onto the step-by-step guide. I don't know how many of them will do this. I don't know. I can't comment on that. So let me remove that. And these people are, I think, yeah. And this person says, he ignores the whole thing, that's it. Ignore the message or forgets about the message, whatever that is the possibility. Once this person goes here, so this is a nice welcome message, it does blah, blah, blah. And then, there is step-by-step, thing, right? So he has to click here. He can watch all the formats, blah, blah, everything. But, fundamentally, he has to click here to join StepUp. And he can also, the WhatsApp chat is here, right? So click here and then they can join the WhatsApp, which is, StepUp.1 registration number 2. So both are available, for them to do. So they can register here or they can, WhatsApp here. Both are okay. Now, once, let's say they've joined it, that means, they're inside. So we have got their records here, and they've also joined the WhatsApp. I think the main thing is that they have to join this WhatsApp. Once they've joined the WhatsApp and once they've completed this, they go to, the step-by-step guide. I think the step-by-step guide can also be, put over here so that, it's not very confusing. So they can go to the step-by-step guide. So they click on the thing, they go to the, they don't, this is not the, this is the second step actually. So clicks, so here it is basically clicks and gets onto the introduction message, right? And from here they click and get onto the step-by-step guide. No, first they join, hopefully, first they join the, so registration link. Click on the registration link. And then step-by-step guide. There are three things they can do from here, right? They can click on the registration link. They can also click on the, they join, click and join the WhatsApp group. Okay. At the end of this thing, they can, registration link would take them to this one. And this one should take them to the step-by-step LinkedIn guide. All I'm trying to do is, I don't want to waste everybody's time here, but I want to give you a very, very clear picture of, how for each one of these steps, we need to be using, HubSpot as much as possible. There is too many complications in our process, and I want to remove all the complications. We have to make it really simple. Basically what we want is two things. One, get them on LinkedIn. Two, get them on HubSpot. That's all we want, right? In order to get them onto HubSpot, we only need their email. In order to invite somebody to HubSpot, we only need their email. In order to get someone on LinkedIn, we need them to follow a step-by-step guide. So these are the only two things that we need to be doing. And I feel, we are complicating this whole thing, a lot. We have to somehow figure out a way to simplify it. I don't want to do that in this call right now, but it needs to be really simple. Our onboarding should be just onboarding somebody into HubSpot. That's it. Once they are in HubSpot, we need to tackle their email. Sorry, not email. We need to tackle their LinkedIn, and that's it. Get going, hunting. I'll try to figure this out properly, guys. I know, because I didn't really prepare this end to end. I wanted to discuss with you and take your feedback and do it, because we need to find something really simple. Yes, Bahana.
Yeah, thanks, Anis. I think these sound interesting. I just want to check, do we have maybe colleagues from the onboarding team can enlighten us on this? Do we have some data, like the percentage of these new graduates that, from when they started, how many, let's say, are being onboarded? I mean, how many are being sent to the referral messages? How many are able to get, let's say, to have the LinkedIn account created, and how many are able to onboard effectively and start using HubSpot? Like, is this something that we can have, from the onboarding team, so that we're able to see the rate of success when it comes to following up these processes? I think this will help us, kind of, strategize and see where there are gaps and all these things. Because I'm just trying to think, do we need another, let's say, step by step, let's say, because to avoid repeating the same things in same hackathon or this thing? Because let's say when you bring in, let's say 100 people, you've taught the existing graduates on how to create deals, and when you're bringing in these new other, members, will we still again repeat the same process again in another Saturday meeting and all these things? How do we tackle this issue? You get what I mean?
Yeah. Like basically what you're saying is, so first of all, on the data, right? We have some data, but obviously it's not perfect data. Right now, out of the 1,400 people who have come in, only 700 of them are on LinkedIn. So only 50% of them are on LinkedIn. Okay, that means, we still have a huge amount of people to come on board onto LinkedIn. So we have a huge problem on onboarding people onto LinkedIn. We are able to easily onboard people onto our Excel sheet, but we are not able to onboard people onto LinkedIn. So we have a huge problem on making people create a proper digital identity on LinkedIn. That problem is not solved yet. Number two, even after onboarding them on LinkedIn, only 50% of them are actually hunting like 400 to 500 clients a month. So out of the 700 people who are on LinkedIn, only 350 are hunting big time, approximately. So we again fail in our hunt. This is roughly what the problem is, Bahana. And the last question you asked is, how do we make sure that, people who are joining new and the people who are on hold, how do we make sure that, we don't mix it up in the hackathon, so that, people who knew all these things don't need to waste their time, right? I hope that is what you're trying to ask. The thing about that is, Bahana, we are a very, we are a growing and a nascent organization. We don't know many things. We need to learn. Every day we need to learn, and we need to change. And we need to change really fast. In the current way in which we are working is bad and cumbersome. It is actually, I know it is bad. I don't know how to make it simple. You might think, Bahana, that it's so easy because there is this advantage, right? The people who gets it so easily, right? Even new graduates, like, I remember, let's say someone like a Farah coming in, you just explain to Farah for 5 minutes, everything is very clear. But for someone else, this is like rocket science. What we are doing is like a rocket science. What is this? There's a referral message. I click on it. There is one big more thing. And then I click on something. Then it takes me to something. Then I click on that. It's like this never ending shit. It's like so many things I have to know. It's not like, can you, like, if I give you my email, can you just onboard me onto HubSpot? Can the onboarding be like really simple? Like, get me onto HubSpot, get me onto WhatsApp, give me my clients, and tell me what should I do. We need to make it so simple, Bahana, that people should be able to do this without anybody's help. Do you agree with me, Bahana, or anybody else? Because that's why it's really important that that we discuss these things. I really would like all of you to have ideas about how we can make it better. I know right now it's a bit of a monologue, but if you can contribute on how, or even if you tell, no, Anish, don't change it. This is working. Let's work with this. I guess, yes, Sidi.
I think what you're saying is correct, but let me try to come up with a new idea. I've been saying you're the one who develops this curriculum that you've posted in ClickUp. I don't know if you've given opportunity to graduates also to give their input into developing the ClickUp curriculum. and maybe come up with another strategy of teaching these graduates who are coming in, because to be honest, everyone understands differently. And let me believe, like, no, don't expect everyone that you will tell something that is very easy. Maybe the way you explain is quite different from the way I will explain. You know, just requesting a task could be very different. Maybe the process you take, or the language, or even the fear. Some of the people don't have the confidence to understand. They will be struggling. Maybe is it your English? Is it meeting our needs the first time? You know, all this fear would make them not understand. But if you can give this opportunity, maybe give other graduates, like the onboarding team, come up with the idea of what we need to add on the ClickUp, it will be so nice.
Yeah, no, Eddie, I think I love the idea. I have always given, access, all the people in the onboarding team or even the leaders have full access to ClickUp to even change everything. But I think, honestly, it's not something people will, easily take it and do it, because they are even more afraid, to do that kind of a thing, changing stuff, it's not about access or changing. It is about discussing openly and making it, easy. Access is always there, like, this whole thing, the StepUp.1 engines and what we do over there, a lot of people have already access. There is no problem with access. But I'm even if I give access, ED, it's people will never, change it. In fact, I wrote people's name against each one of these engines, like onboarding Jason, reskilling Joel, and then I removed it because people just cannot. They don't have the. They will not take the risk of changing it. I tried all those things a long time ago. Yes, Farah.
Yes, Anis. I wanted to contribute to the easy facilitation of our onboarding team. So I realized there's one big problem, as you mentioned, the responsibility side. Like somebody is requesting for an email or HubSpot invitation, then everybody, okay, we have like 5 people who have that role to play, but everyone is just like maybe ignoring or something. So or not seeing even. Let me even give them the benefit of a doubt. So I think if we allocate people according to the geographical where they came from, then if you see somebody saying I have a problem, I'm not invited to HubSpot, or I'm having this problem, then we can easily know who is not doing the task. So I think the problem is, okay, you said like if you on the HubSpot side, yes, but like somebody came to the WhatsApp group, asked for invitation of HubSpot, then who is the exact person to play that role? I think that's where there's a problem there. So if we know who, like, just ask the person, like he asked, I'm from Kakumatiri, I need I need to be invited to HubSpot. Then it's easy, we know that person has the role. Or like an example, Kiza is that person who is to do that. I think it will be easy, and the accountability will be 100%. That's what I wanted to add.
Yeah, can somebody, I don't know, Bahana or Kisha, can you explain what Farah was trying to say? Because I could not understand what Farah was trying to say. Did anybody else understand what Farah is telling to say?
Let me say in few words, actually. I'm sorry for going long. So I just wanted to say, when a person, okay, we're having problem with a certain, like, okay, let me even go more simpler than that. Like there's a problem on the in the onboarding side, like people are complaining, like what my fellow was saying, I don't have the HubSpot, all that. So when a person asks, our graduate asks that question, we know who has the role. I just wanted to say our leaders or those people who are taking, if it's on hunting or on onboarding, who like we allocate people according to where they okay, not where they are from, but according to where our graduates are. For example, like we allocate Kakuma 3 to our like Kiza example, Kakuma 1 like the same. So I just wanted like 100% accountability. If we say if we see a graduate complaining about something, we know who is the person not doing the work.
Got it. Okay. So you want some kind of accountable leadership for all graduates from one particular location, something like that.
Yeah, like how you did previously when you allocate, when you're saying about assigning contracts to our graduate, you allocated them according to the terms. Then if you see a person coming from somewhere, saying I need clients, we understand where the problem is from. That's what I just said.
No, I get that. I mean, absolute accountability from a leadership position. Yeah, for each one of the people, irrespective of whether they are directly accountable or not. Yeah, I got it. I think that's a very good idea. Yes, Kasi?
A good point, because this is the same thing that I also wanted to share, that like nowadays it's like we are almost heading to change the strategy, because at the beginning, if us we were able to like do it, it's because we had a leader who could show us the way, or this is what you need to do in this specific area. You need to have a LinkedIn makeover. He directs you on how to do it. But currently it's like Kasi brings a graduate, and when I bring a graduate, I just throw that graduate to the onboarding team, and the onboarding team will have that burden of like making for him a LinkedIn profile and onboarding him, creating all those things. Yet we like, if I bring a graduate in, I should make sure that first I help this graduate create his LinkedIn identity, and therefore I'm able to refer him to the onboarding team to make for him, create for him an email. Though we have said we are no longer in need of that, we can shift to the HubSpot part of it. So I was like suggesting, if we like leaders or anybody who brings a graduate or refers a graduate, let that person be accountable to that graduate's LinkedIn profile. Then you refer that person to now the onboarding team to like continue with the other processes. I think that was my suggestion.
Yeah, it's a very good suggestion, Kasi. I think, we are giving, I mean, so basically, this is this one, right? The person who's bringing the person should be responsible for his LinkedIn account, right? And possibly even, getting him HubSpot access, isn't it? Say, for example, Kasi, you bring in a new graduate, graduate number 1500, okay? What you do, you take him and you create a LinkedIn account for him somehow, okay? Help him with everything, we have got so many teaching material to create, a LinkedIn account. You finish that, and then you basically say, okay, now you need a HubSpot access, right? So take that person and simply, get him a HubSpot access by creating a task to one of your people, or even asking in WhatsApp, hey, can you create a HubSpot account for graduate number 1500? That's all. And this is his LinkedIn account. That's it. So we make the leader responsible for the team leader responsible for making sure that they do the thing, right? Onboarding. And that's an easy thing. I mean, I always like that idea.
Hello, Mr. Nis.
Yeah, Jackson.
I believe that whatever people are trying to suggest is like repeating what we had we had put in place before. I'm pretty sure there is a lot of division of labor in terms of services offering in step updates one. But the only thing is implementing on what we have been assigned to. If people say that so and so have to do this, if you say you're onboarding member, what is your role? I think people should really wake up, and I sense there is sort of boredom I don't know what is bringing this. It's something that we have to detect and really work out, such that we can get this thing moving very fast and very quickly. Initially, people could, even on WhatsApp group, you could see people are trying to help new graduates, but at this time around, it's not happening that way. So if you say so, it's good to say you have brought a person, you have like to take that person in one or two steps. It's also nice. It can reduce the burden to the people who are concerned to maybe to refer to take the new graduate to further steps. But I'm sure we have all these people in place. The only thing is let us implement it and let us really work on it. So all these measures are there. They have been there, but on how to go about them, that's what we need to look at.
Got it. No, I agree with you, Jackson. I think there is good and bad in each one of these things, right? We are not stopping any team leader from making sure that their graduate is fully onboarded, right? Because in that way, they can make sure that every time this graduate makes money, they get a percentage of that money. So they should be, very, very motivated to do this. So the team leader can also become the referral leader, etc., etc. But the problem in this approach is not everybody can. So there can be one kind of a person who can refer, thousands of new people, but he cannot go and train all of them how to do LinkedIn. So we do not want to remove those kind of people, right? So we need that hybrid approach. We need both sides, like what Jackson was saying. Sorry, Bahana, you had raised your hand for a long time. Yeah, would you like to go now?
Yeah, well, thank you very much. And it's actually, I mean, Jackson and had already somehow touched on what I wanted to highlight. So I was trying to think, we need kind of, just like you said, a hybrid approach. We have this high level onboarding, layer, whereby we have an onboarding team that is bringing in, graduates in a massive way. And then we have these team leaders that takes care of, making sure that these members, of course, based on locations and all these things, are able, have actually, at least gotten their LinkedIn profile, ready and up and running, and they are now able to start the hunting. Because I remember very well, like when I myself, I started, with my team. If you look at, how many of them are currently active in Step Out, at least, 90%, if not 95% of my team members are now actually team leaders. Why? Because I had time, with them in terms of trainings, going through some of all these things, the steps and all the things, and are able to grasp, a few of them. So if you look at what we are doing currently, okay, it's not bad, but I feel like we are missing something somewhere when it comes to onboarding, because it looks like we are stopping at just sending, the referral message, and it's over. And then the graduate just comes in, do the registration, we have the numbers. But if you look at the process, we are missing this. We are not, there is no accompany. We are not accompanying the graduates in the whole process. So correct me if I'm wrong, the onboarding team, because if you look at even how many people are able to join the call, I'm not sure which kind of brief is being given to the new members, because I realized there's a lot of gaps somewhere in between this process, onboarding, reskilling, hunting, all these things. There is a gap that we need to identify, tap into it, and solve the problem. Because look, like currently, the information we are discussing at the moment, only 30 people are able to have them, and yet we have more than 1,000 graduates in the dashboard, newly members. What is the problem? Can we like dig deep in to find out what happens at the onboarding level. What is the message communicated? It did just go and get registered, go into WhatsApp, attend the hackathon and all these things. But I'm just trying to think, how can we make sure we have a proper onboarding system? We combine both the digital, kind of a hybrid, and the leaders who are on ground to take charge, to take care of the new members, so at least we have, a good, baseline, a foundation that could take step on the next level. Otherwise, we'll have these numbers, and many of them don't even know that Saturday exists.
Very good point. Very good point, Bana. I'm just thinking, Bahana, these Saturday meetings, are they absolutely vital for success in Step Up? And I'm just thinking, they are definitely needed for if you want to become a team leader and a group leader and want to be an entrepreneur and a leader and make it really big. Without the Saturday meetings, you cannot make it big. But in order for you to start hunting, working, delivering results for your client, do you need to be, I'm just thinking, because
yeah, just to come in very quickly, I want us to connect our thinking. I watched the video, your interview with tech refugees, and I was trying to think in those lines. How can we have these separate layers working just like an engine? We have this first layer whereby somebody just come in from nowhere. It doesn't need to be a tech savvy, an expert in anything. Doesn't need to know, all this computer, ICT related stuff. And how can we get this person into Step Up and start doing stuff and working for plan? And then we have this other layer whereby if somebody now wants to, let's say, to be a leader, now we bombard them with all this massive information they need to learn, these trainings and all these things to get to the next level. How can we have those engines going at the same time? Because I realize, okay, we need these Saturday meetings, but at the same time, let's say if I was a new member I just joined StepUp.1, and this is my first Saturday meeting, and we are discussing some of these things that are being discussed right now. So I feel like myself, what are my next step? Where do I go next? Yeah.
They will just run away from Step Up. They'll think, some crazy guys are.
I had also an idea on that, Anis.
Yes, Shamari.
Yeah, it is very important to be in the Saturday meeting, because despite having maybe the knowledge and the skills to do just to follow the instruction and do the work, there is this sense of feeling the community where you belong. Because if you are not able to join, or when we started with a lot of people whom they could be able to follow the instruction, but because they failed to come in the Saturday meeting, they always end up failing even to continue with the Step Up.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people who attend church on Saturday that they never attend the meeting on Saturday, and they gave up, and they were able to deliver. So for me, even from my experience in my end, there is a lot of things that we learn here: communication skills, how you can address Step Up to someone else, to clients, to your fellows, to your colleagues. So always, all these things is from the Saturday's meeting. That's why I do recommend, even my team members, my graduates under me, if you are not able to join Saturday meeting, I consider that you are not even active working the client work. Because how can you assure me that you are doing that? Or how can you assure me that you are on Step Up if we don't see you on Saturday meeting? Additionally, even the Wednesday meeting is very important to join, because it will always update you, hear where others are and update, even feel like you want to to reach where others are reaching. We have an example of the people who didn't speak anything when they started, but today they are even leaders. They are challenging us because they are actively coming on Saturday meetings, actively involved in every activities, and every activities is disbursed on Saturday meeting. Thank you.
No, I agree. I agree to both of you. I think, Saturday's meetings is so important for us to become leaders, right? But we have to be, we have to also be, careful. We want to grow to 1 million people, and we can't expect all of them to have that same level of commitment. I'm more than happy to have this meeting run for 1,000 leaders who wants to make it really big in their life, and have control over 1 million people who wants to work in a very simple way, right? Not everybody can and have the capacity to do things, or we are all very different, and I want to make sure that Step Up is there for everybody, irrespective of how much skill you have. Nobody is stopping anybody from coming into a Saturday meeting, right? Nobody. But it's really important that we understand and grow accordingly. But let's come back to the simple point. We need to onboard 1 million refugees. We need to. Don't think we need to onboard 10,000, 5,000, 6,000. We need to onboard 1 million refugees. How can we do that in the most simple way? How can we do that in the most simple way that it is so easy, right, to come into StepUp.one? Because even in Kakuma, I think we have created such a difficult, thing. We need to figure this out, right? Maybe the only thing we need from our graduates is just their email. Once we have their email, we can immediately create a HubSpot account, and then everything else happens on HubSpot. I'm just thinking, I'm just thinking aloud, guys. So nothing, they don't need to do anything. They give us their email, or their personal email. Okay, let me make it easy. Can you imagine this, guys? Can people imagine, and can you talk about can you find problems or fault with what I'm saying? So let's take an example. Okay, Rich, let's take Vestine. Okay, so Vestine wants to bring one new person inside. She sends a message to the new person, and she says, all we need is only your email to onboard you. Yeah. And once that happens, Vestine is able to create a HubSpot account for this new person. Okay, graduate 2000. Okay, Vestine, we'll call this lady graduate 2000. Okay. So graduate 2000 sends you their personal email. It's called graduate2000@gmail.com. And what you do, Vestine, you take that email, and so let me just create that actually. So Vestine sends the referral message to graduate 2000. Okay, and graduate 2000 sends back her email ID, personal email ID. Okay, and what does Vestine do? So what is her personal email ID? graduate2000@gmail.com. Okay. And what does Vestine do after getting it? Please, come on, guys, can help me with this. Vestine creates a HubSpot account. Okay. HubSpot sends an email to graduate2000@gmail.com. Graduate 2000 logs in into HubSpot. and then completely lost. After logging into HubSpot, I don't know what she'll do, right? She's like, okay, what the hell should I do now? Any idea what should she do? Because up till here it's easy. She just gave the email, we created an account, sends her thing. What do they need to do? Any thoughts, ideas? What do they need to do after we have done this? Yeah, Mahana, keep talking. Everybody just keep talking. You don't have to ask permission. Just keep talking.
No, I have two options. I mean, if now in HubSpot, the graduates can now either, create a task, request for client, or maybe, I don't know whether it's before or after that, then have his or her LinkedIn fixed properly and all these things.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Bahana, how to do that. So they log into HubSpot. They are like so new, and what I'm thinking is, this Westine, right? HubSpot account she creates, and also allocates, 100 potential clients. So when this person logs in,
and what would be the risk for this person? Is there a risk for the person to start sending out?
Yes, profile? Yes, that's a risk. That's a risk that we are willing to take. I agree, there is a risk, but I don't want to break this into two steps. If I break Westine into two steps, that will create a huge bottleneck.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so graduate 2000 logs into HubSpot, sees her 100 clients, but she doesn't denote products, send everything to them, right? She needs to download. Yes.
Okay, there's something that I think I'm missing out, because when Bana talked, he said that the reason why we are having many graduates, but few of them are on top doing connection. There's something that we are missing, and I feel that since I've been through that, because the whole of our group have been telling you that they all give up. So I was thinking that Bana is right. And actually, there is a gap. One of the gaps is that graduates lose motivation. They don't have motives to continue with this because, if it is something to do with the job, something to do with money, they have that mentality that once they come in 1 month or 2 months time, they get their job. So once they take the first month without getting any job, they get back to their normal duties. And we also missing something to keep these graduates on toes. So I was thinking that for that to happen, since we are now going to increase the number, we can at least increase or add some duties for team leaders. And in this case, you see, we are going to, this year we are going to be 10,000. So this 10,000, if we are now around 1,000 and around 1,500, so that means we are having around 8,500 to come in. And this 8,500, they need to be oriented. And this orientation, once they give out their report, I don't think it will be okay if it goes to the teams that are creating the emails and the HubSpot. So I was thinking that we can make a channel of communication that these graduates can be talking to their team leaders, and the team leader now take the communications to the person who creates emails and the person who creates HubSpot. And also they have to orient these graduates on, this is not something that we are going to do for 1 month and you get your job. It depends on the commitment on what you are doing. So I'm thinking, for example, if Bana as my team leader, if we are going to take in other 20 refugee youth. So these 20 refugee youth, if we are going to have our own WhatsApp group, after they have been taken through all the LinkedIn creation, then now you can have the names of
Oh, what happened? Hi, Deng. some problem happened. I'm not able to hear you, Deng. I think Deng makes a good point, team. Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Yes, we can hear.
Okay, super. No, I think what Deng says is also important. We need to make sure that the team leaders are able to take their hands together, or put their hands on their team members and grow them, slowly along with them. I think, yeah, yes, Deng. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, my device got the temperature is high, so it has to cut off.
Okay.
So what I mean is, you see, this channel of communication where the graduates talk directly to the person who is to create it. It would be much better if these graduates talk to their team leader, the person whom they know, and so that it can be much effective. The team leader can as well tell them many things about what is can take. So you see, like now, somebody's HubSpot has been created, the person whom we just saw now, but is not aware if this HubSpot has been created or the email has been created. It is because there is no connection between the person who created it and the graduate. So I'm thinking the graduates can be communicating to the team leaders now, with the people who are to create this task for the graduates.
Yeah.
I think it will be much effective.
Yeah, thank you, Deng. Bahana, you are about to say something?
I was just thinking something was coming to my mind. I'm thinking a situation whereby, let's say we have a team of 10 guys in the onboarding team. Vestin send referral messages to graduate 2000, for example, and we have 10 Vestins who is doing the same thing. And then we have other 10 Deng, for example. In this referral message that Vestin is paired with Deng, for example, as a team leader. So Vestin send a message to 2000 people, and that referral message has a WhatsApp group that Deng is leading, for example. So these 200 people, in the referral messages, they are all going to Deng's WhatsApp group, for example. And that WhatsApp group, Deng is able to get these graduates' email addresses, and these email addresses are now sent to Vestin, for example. So in that way, Deng is able, as a leader, is able to see how many people are coming in from Vestin, and then Deng takes the responsibility to kind of take them through the LinkedIn stuff. And then the next step now is Vestin continues with the HubSpot creation, because Deng is able to monitor if these guys have gone through the process, their LinkedIn is okay, and then we continue with this process that we are having at the moment. Then there's this email and contact, blah, 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 blah. But at least once they get in, we don't shamble them in one place, where no one takes responsibility of taking care of who, and so, just thinking.
Very good point. But the problem there would be one that of, everybody would want to take charge of, one area, isn't it? I think that is the issue. It also, gives some kind of a leadership role to people who can do this. I'm thinking, so we can think about that, Bahana. Basically,
we just limit to LinkedIn level. There's no further training in that first step. Once that process is done,
I'm really thinking, it's all this, right? And you have to also remember, a referral can happen. A person who refers may not be a team leader. That aspect is also there. Let's say Priscilla just joined Step Up yesterday. Let's say she wants to refer 100 more people. she doesn't know how to be a team leader. Can she refer, or should we say don't do it?
No, that's what I'm saying. She can refer. Now we have, I'm saying, like, we see you have 10 vestings or 100 vestings, for example. These are the ones sending the referrals. But now we have 10 team leaders that are committed to help with the onboarding, just making sure that graduates have their LinkedIn profile, because we want to nail down, we want to tackle the first step. People should be able to like have their LinkedIn profile, done, and they get the first client, and they're able to send messages, and they're able to start without these massive trainings and all these things. Now we have these new graduates that are not even leaders, but we have a team of leaders, for example, 10 banks who are able to help people, get their LinkedIn profile ready. So, and then we have this 1,000 step-up graduate who can send out the referrals. So now, so each referral, for example, a referral message has, the messages and then a link to a particular WhatsApp group of those 10 people who are leading on that end. So you don't have to be a leader for to send a message, but when you send a message, the message, you are not the person who takes care of the onboarding, the LinkedIn stuff and all these things. In that message, there is where the person is supposed to go in a particular, let's say, WhatsApp group. Could be link, leader 1, leader 2, leader 3, depending on the message on how the other person was onboarded. Let's say if I onboarded Vestin will use my referral message, for example. So once Vestin send out 2,000 referrals, if out of 2,000, 1,000 maybe will accept to join Step Up. Those referrals, they get directly into my WhatsApp group. So it's my responsibility as Bahana to do what? To make sure this, I get, the email addresses of these 1,000 people, and then I hand them over to Vestin. And within the same process, in the first 1 week, I'm able to ensure that all these 1,500 people have their LinkedIn profile ready. And then Vestin is also continues with this other process of, the HubSpot, onboarding them into HubSpot, giving them, allocating to them 100 initial clients. And in 1 week or 2 weeks, the new graduates have their LinkedIn profile ready and they are able to start hunting. Okay. So regardless of Vestin being a leader or knowing how to, do the LinkedIn makeover and all this stuff, but, we have Vestin continue doing the work, bringing in people, and continue, creating, onboarding people in HubSpot and, locating client to them. And there is someone else, in that one end leader WhatsApp group who is taking care of the LinkedIn and all those other aspects. So, and the hunting begins from there. So once, the leader is okay, let's say 500 people are okay, the LinkedIn is ready, now they can join, let's say they can continue with the other steps and join Step Up groups and blah, 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 till, the Saturday hackathon and so on, if that's what you want.
What would be a good way to break this teams, Mahana? Like, I'm thinking, what should be the size? Let's say, let's take a bunch of people, and we will also discuss, the reward mechanism, so that, we are very clear how. So, if we go in the way you're suggesting, then the rewards has to be given not just to the team leader, but to the entire team. I'm just thinking, some kind of a way where, we can distribute the rewards also properly, because I don't want all the people to work for one team leader. Then what is the motivation for Weston to do all these jobs, or anybody to do anything, under so think of our normal thing, right? The group leader, team leader idea. Why should a team leader keep on making more and more people to join if they are not going to benefit from them? Okay, let me take an example, a very clear example, so it's easy. Why should Westin work this way and join more and more people? She's a team, let's say she's a team leader, and she's working with you, Bahana. and she creates a WhatsApp group, under your leadership. What's in it for Westine to do this? I'm just thinking aloud, I don't have an answer. I want answer from all of you. How can we make that as a team effort? Like, for example, Bahana and let's say 10 team leaders together, we give the responsibility of creating a team of, let's say, 1,000 people, right? In maybe, I don't know where. Bahana, are you in KKM1?
KK3. Anis, okay, I want to challenge myself. I think we need to walk the talk. I want to challenge myself. Like, let's see. I mean, I want us to continue the discussion. I don't want to stop here. You can continue from where we left. But I just want to make something practical. I want to take the challenge, and maybe, other will follow. So I'll start this month. I'm going to take an objective of 300, for example, just for this month alone. This month alone, I'm going to start with 300 onboarding. Okay, I'm not saying the onboarding team, whoever wants to join me in this so to help me send the referral, I'm going to create a new WhatsApp group, and then we'll start something similar to what we've just discussed and see, how we are going to go about it.
No, I fully support that idea, but I'm just trying to see, Bahana, how to, make sure that everyone's sort of rewarded properly when they do this. Okay, so for example, 300 is a good number. 300 is a good number. And if I say 300 maybe this month, but maybe let's say 1,000 by the end of this year, or even more, for just yourself, Bahana, would be a great thing to to go for it, right? So I'm just thinking, how will that work? I'm not worried about the WhatsApp group or the referral on people. Let's take this scenario, Bahana. Let's say you are the leader, you have 10 or 20 or 30 team leaders, and you have 1,000 people under this team. Okay, let's say that is the scenario by the end of this year. Now, how do we reward the people who are team leaders and team members for the jobs that they bring in?
Yeah, I think that's a good question, and I actually don't have an answer for that at the moment. But what I can suggest, I have an idea, Anis. Let's say, you see, for example, if I bring in, let's say I have a team, for example, Westine and someone else join me in this. So we have a mission of bringing in 300 people by the end of this month, for example. So we are a team. I'm the group leader. We are a team of let's say, 3 graduates, group leader, and 3 team leaders, for example. We bring in 300 people. These people, somebody sending the referral message, for example, I'm in charge of making sure that these 300 people with 1 or 2 other, team leaders have their LinkedIn profile ready to start hunting. They do the hunting, they get the job. So we maintain the same, the same strategy. They get 300 jobs, they get whatever they get, and then step up the one takes, the same percentage are supposed to take. And then it's the percent that goes to the team leaders, we make is an company. My idea is just creating something, a sub, like if we are getting 200, we should be able to, because I don't see that the big effort of the leadership here in this scenario. Of course there is, but I'm just trying to come a sub company, kind of, if we get 300, for example, times 100, times 100 people are able to hunt and bring in the money, and we are a team of five people, we'll make more money. It's not, it doesn't have to be, it goes to the the group leader. But if we get 400 from each graduate, the 400 goes to the team leadership. Now it becomes a team leadership, not a one leader. Okay, so we have, it's something I'm just thinking if we can try that and see how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I'm just thinking like this, just a wild thought. So, you know, if we did this, you know, when there are 1,000 people, all of them are working, you know, this would be the money that, you know, you will make here. And let's say you have a team of 1,000 people, and each of them having, let's say a team, let's say this is just don't worry about all these things. You know, you don't have to do this, but just, you know, I'm just putting Westin, and let's say I'm putting, you know, Deng. And if these people, if Westin had a team of, let's say, maybe 20 people, I don't know how many people, you know, I don't know, 20 people, you know, and Deng had a team of 20, just for the heck of it, right? So if 20, that means, you know, how many people you need to have? 50, is it?
Yeah.
Is it 50 team leaders we need to have, right? 50th person, right? So, you know, 50 into 20 is 1,000. So you need to have 50. So yeah, if you have 10 and 100, right? Okay. So if this is the case, that means, you know, Westin has the potential to make 8,000. Correct? This is making sense. And if each of them were here, you know, here in this 20-member team, they can make, you know, in the beginning, it's probably just say 3 jobs they're able to do. So 600 a month. I'm just thinking aloud, guys. You know, please play along with me. There is a lot of problems in this, but I'm just trying to see how you know, we can be we can justify all of these things, you know, properly. Does this make sense? Actually, you know, it's like an ultimately great scenario, right? You know, it's not like the perfect scenario, but yeah. So this is, you know, when you have 1,000 graduates, 50 team leaders, and each team leader has 20 people below them, and it need not be this perfect distribution, or it can be, right? Or it can be. Then this is what it is, you know. Okay. What do you guys think? Anybody has any reflection on this? You know, see, again, the big question is, you know, let's say what can this team member become a team leader? I think they can.
They can become a team leader.
Right? When they become a team leader, you know, what happens to West team? You know, let's say one of the person here moves out, and then, you know, she or he becomes a team. So Westin has, you know, let's say Priscilla under her, okay, and Priscilla says, no, I can't anymore work for Westin, I want to become a team leader. And what Westin says, you know, I can't work for Bahana, I want to become a group leader. We want to see how can that happen, and when can that happen, and stuff like that, isn't it, Bahana? You know, because we want to be able to reward entrepreneurial behavior, isn't it? But let's worry about, you know, changes later. What I mean by changes is, you know, like what happens when member becomes a leader. We'll worry about this. We'll worry about this, and we'll find. But as a scenario, what do you guys think about this? You know, is this an acceptable scenario? Yes, Jackson.
Yeah, it's a good idea, but I see it a very cumbersome one to achieve it. Why am I saying this? If we look at it in the perspective of the graduates getting jobs, and then for how long will it take for them to get jobs such that these these group leader, team leader, and team members, such that they can be rewarded. So I believe if we could use the other method, if you remember, when we started to onboard, there is another mechanism we came up with, though it did not talk anything about the rewards, but at least it was of helpful. So I remember we came up with the Excel sheet. This Excel sheet could capture the number of the name of graduates, their phone number, and then on the other column it could capture the team leaders. Let's say in that Excel sheet is containing maybe 100 members, and then the team leaders who are going to work on these team new graduates are like 10. That means each and everyone will take 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 members. That's a total of 100. And then each team leader will work on 10. Will work on each with the first 10 graduates in having the email, the HubSpot user, and maybe recommending for the graduate to get the clients to hand. I think that will work better rather than imagining with this kind of the rewards. I don't see this coming in nearby future. People will wait and wait and wait. I don't know how we'll achieve it. And you have seen so many are coming, but the result is not convincing enough. I'm sorry being so direct.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think what I'm not able to understand is, the problem that you're trying to highlight. We are trying to, see a structure that can scale for, almost like an entrepreneurial structure where there is a benefit of you working in a team. That's all. There is nothing else that we are trying to do here. There is no change to anything. Everything else remains exactly the same. All I'm trying to figure out is, instead of trying to, have this thing called step up, if we have more, granular team structures, like the team in Dadaab, the team in, like that, if we can have team structures that can really grow and have leaders driving that growth, then it is definitely a better way to grow, right? That's all we are talking about. We're not talking about, so, we can't keep on worrying about, Jackson, if you're worried about, the jobs, right? Think of it like this, the way, the day you join Step Up and start your first hunt, your job is almost guaranteed. There is nobody on planet Earth who can stop you from getting your job. The problem is, how fast are you going to get it? Right? If somebody loses their enthusiasm and motivation in 1 month, 2 months, so be it. I don't know how I can help them. We can have leaders, team leaders and group leaders to comfort them. And we are anyway paying them, the 500 shillings every month if they do their job, right? So I really want to, give structures so that people can make it happen, and it has nothing to do with whether you get a job or not, whether you get a job by standing alone or standing together in a team, it's the same thing, but the team will give you a bit of, that motivation, I would say. But my biggest concern is not this team. I love this team. I'm pretty sure every Bahana loves this, and every one of the people who's going to sit in the group leader is going to love it. But my question is, when will Bahana not like it? When Westin says, I want to be a group leader and I want to create my own 1,000 people team. So that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about when, let's say, Priscilla is here, let's say, she's not here. I'm just taking as an example. If Priscilla says, I don't want to work for Westin anymore. I want to be a team leader myself. What should we do then is my biggest question, and and we will find an answer for that. Right? If we can find an answer for that, this is a perfect structure in my opinion. And we can't stop anybody from and also Bahana, I don't know, what do you think? Again, I need this from most of you people. Like, should we create these graduates from all over everywhere, or should we say, Bahana, can you do this in KKM3? And somebody else do this in KKM2. Somebody do this in Dada. Should we try to put a physical boundary, or should we let it go everywhere? This is a simple question I have, so that one person is not there everywhere, isn't it? Any thoughts?
Can I go first?
Yes, Dan.
Okay. Actually, this structure is very nice, and it is presentable. It can keep us on toes. And the question that you asked about this structure, that if, for example, tomorrow somebody or you put the Westin and Deng there, somebody like Westin or Deng said that I'm not willing to work for Bana anymore. I need to start I need to be a group leader. I have my 1,000 somewhere. You see, Anis, here we are growing. And if we are growing, we need to grow both outside and inside. If somebody is having the capacity to bring on board 1,000 graduates, then that's fine, because we are up to growing. But now, in every growing, there's always consequences. What is going to happen there? Is there going to be a conflict? I think that's what we fear more. So I think you and the team should sit down and see the criteria. Who is to be a team leader? Who is to be a group leader? What criteria are needed for a person to have that title?
Some problem with your phone, Deng, actually. I think it's a good one. We already had that criteria. We just need to bring it back, like Ahmed is saying. Yes, Bahana.
Yeah, I think for me, I see no problem now. Somebody wanting to become a group leader, because we already have case studies. So I can give you an example. Like, for example, Jason. Jason is currently, can I call it team leader or group leader? He's now leading his own team who are getting paid, and he's getting the leadership percentage. So, so there is that division of kind of responsibility and labor. So that doesn't mean that, but I get your point. You want to create a long-term sustainable model whereby Bahana keep benefiting from the work he did from ground zero, going forward, and everybody in that pyramid is also benefiting. So which is very nice. If I'm starting with my 1,000 people, the only thing we need to think about, if a graduate, for example, wants to become a team leader, is he able to onboard also, let's say, to do the work that Westin has been doing, and then so he's graduating, so he should be able to do that. So he also have team leader under himself and all these things. So if we can scale in that way, because I still have my model going on, because I still need to bring in more 300 people, and somebody is also growing, because there is this organizational growth and this personal growth. Because the more I'm bringing, because there are jobs he got from my end, so I'll still have my share on those jobs until the job stops, and he'll also start his own stuff, and he also grows in that perspective, and the company grows that way. So let's say if I'm able to graduate all the 1,000 graduate, now they're team leaders, that's a success for myself and for the company. So if they're able to maintain their jobs, I'm able to maintain my revenue. If they graduate to become a group leader, they also create, other streams of revenue, they add to what they already have. And I'm also able to bring in another 300, 1,000 people. So it's a circle, it continues like that. I don't know what you guys think about
I think, I think that is a good point, Bahana. In fact, I think Westin will lose a lot of money if she becomes a group leader. Let's say she has 20 people working for her, and then she says, oh, no, I want to become a group leader like Bahana, and she becomes a group leader, okay? I don't know how she'll be a group leader. Let's say, she wants to become a group leader here. Suddenly, Westin, let's say has only 20 people, here. And what she'll do, she will, so 20 people, right? She has only 20 people, which means the money that she makes will become this much. 20 into 10 is 200. Isn't it? So Westin will never try and become a, see, she was making, is it correct? 40 into 20. Oh, that's not 8,000. No, 40 into 20 is 400. No, this is not, this is only 800. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me, sorry, I think I made a mistake. So 10 into 1,000, 10,000, 40 into 20 is only 800, not 8,000. So which means I think, we should increase these number to maybe, a little bit more, like maybe, I don't know, 50. And then something like this. 50 into this thing is 400 into 5 is 2,000. Okay, like this. And so let's say it's 50 people working for Westin, multiplied by 40 is 500 into 4 is 2,000. Let's say Westin takes her 50 people and becomes a team leader herself, but there is only 50 people working here. Okay, and then this will become 50 into 10 will become 500. So instead of making $2,000 as a team leader, she will only make 500 as the group leader, which is something she'll never do unless she has crossed a certain threshold, isn't it?
Sure.
There is no reason for her to become a group leader and lose all her money. Unless she's sure that she can, at some point in time, instead of 50, if she has like, I don't know, maybe 200 people, then maybe she will, no, even then I'm not entirely sure, this is it's getting really tricky, isn't it? I mean, like if you think about it. Does anybody have any thoughts, ideas? See, because so far, the group leader, we have not paid any money. We have never paid any money to group leaders. But I really think it's a great idea to form these kind of entrepreneurial ecosystem and make sure that everybody is rewarded in that entrepreneurial ecosystem equally. But the good news is, I really think, the good news is, Bahana, that as a group leader, you could also be working as a team member for a few clients and as a team leader for a few clients, correct? So you don't really. So yeah, we can fix this problem. We can fix this problem easily. So you will not lose any of your money because you could still, like, I'm just thinking on your behalf, Bahana. Basically, even though you will take some time to get a people of 1,000, you will still be making money as a team member for a few people, but it's going to be very hard for you, but at least as a team leader.
Yeah.
So we can play this game, we can play this and see, where it takes us. But
You see, for example, like if I have, let's say, this 1,000 group, graduates here down here, so, and who are bringing money to step up, and let's say half of them aspire to become team members. So that would mean they would also want to bring in team leaders. So team members, you know. So we need to think about how can we scale it in a proper way, in terms of numbers, how many are coming in, and a reward system that is scalable. Because at the moment, this is good, but how do we scale if somebody wants to get the next level, and next level, and next level? Because for me, I want a scenario whereby if we start, for example, this 300, how can we scale this 300 into, let's say, 1,000 to 10,000 within the same group? Like there's a kind of layers you get from a team member, team leader, group leader, and there is a reward system, like throughout. But we need to get started with the first model, like the first batch. We need to get started. By the time we get where, let's say, a team member now wants to become a team leader, we might have figured out, a solution in terms of.
I think that's a very interesting thing.
Yeah, because for me the problem is because the reason why I'm thinking cloud this way. I remember there was a day you said like we have jobs, but we don't know, like, do we have people who are ready to take these jobs? But if each and every group leader can build a squad, like team, like, we know, like guys ready to do the job and active, and it's a leadership, because there is no army without leadership. You might have an army, but if there is no leadership, no morale, no strategy, no all these things, you'll have these numbers, but it's like an army, it's led by a ship. Even if you are all lions, but if it's a ship that is in front, you may not make it to the.
No, I agree. I completely agree. That is always, I think that is why we put the idea of, team leaders and group leaders. But we need, principles, Bahana. You remember principles that we, talked about here. We need those principles. Like this one, right? Principles for pitching, principles for selecting a graduate, or principles for giving the job. So I think, if we can do that, like, for example, for selecting a group leader, right? How does, when and how, right? Why do we need them? Because to provide leadership and direction, right? That's why we need this thing. How will this group leader do? He or she will manage up to, I don't know, 100 team leaders. That's a lot of them, but it's a lot, actually. It's a lot to manage for anybody, but let's go with that.
Team leaders or team members?
Team leaders. Team leaders. Yeah, this is the thing, right? And what will they do? Because it will be impossible for you to, like, in terms of even clients, I'm just thinking, how many clients can they work, I think got to be really careful how many clients. But the good news is, manage up to team members, and then who instead will manage.
The team leaders can manage the team, the client's work, and then there's an oversight of the group leader.
Yeah, but Bahana, it is physically impossible for a group leader to provide oversight to 1,000 clients. That's my problem. You need to have some way to fix that problem when we come to that problem. Right now it is possible because we just need to worry about a handful of people. But as you grow, this will become a problem. It is physically impossible to provide that kind of a handholding. But then you could form a team. There can be a very other ways to do this actually. So yeah, we can do this. But when does somebody, I think we should have that clarity. We'll start with a few people in the initial, but in terms of when somebody can become a group leader is when they are managing. I mean, honestly, this is it depends on two things. One is your capability. If you don't have the capability, you can't become a group leader. You understand what I mean by that? So for example, if you cannot pitch and no, the pitch is not a good idea. If you cannot execute if you cannot execute a client's project without hand-holding, then you cannot be a group leader. You guys agree with me?
Yeah, we are with you.
You cannot be a group leader if you don't have capability. If you don't know how to work, single-handedly for your client, then you can't be a group leader. That's one. What else? Second is clients. You have proved that you can work with clients, you can work with team leaders, everything. Should we say at least 20 clients as a team leader? That's one.
Mr. Anis?
Yeah.
I don't understand the last one.
Like, for example, you cannot become a group leader unless you can decide to take on the role of a group leader when you have 20 clients, 20 plus clients as a team leader. But you can decide not to do that also. You can just say, no, I don't want to be a group leader. I'm very happy managing it as a team leader. I want to do this way. That is your decision. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I understood now.
You understood now? Very good, very good, very good. So capability is very important. Second, capability is not important. You need to also be demonstrated that capability with your current clients, right? That's the second one. Should we have any other conditions to become a group leader?
I think there's something I'm missing.
Yeah.
These group leaders, they should have team leaders whom they manage. So in this case, the team leaders are now the ones who are having the graduates. So in this case, if a team leader is to become a group leader, where does that person get the team leaders from? Because as a group leader, you must have some team leaders under you whom you manage.
Yeah, just simply take one by one, just like how Bahana is going to build his team leaders, you have to build yours. You will start with just nobody, then you will build one, then you'll build two. That's how you build.
All right.
You always start with zero. You won't have anybody. then you build. Correct?
Yeah, that's fine.
So what will you do is this. We'll expand this, properly. But this is, I think, is very, very important. If we need to do two things, guys. Like I said, right? Structure. Strategy, structure. Without structures, your strategy is useless. And this is a very, very good team structure. We always had this in mind. I think it's important that we execute it. So this is the principle, right? Leadership and direction. Manager leaders. Yeah.
I just want to understand something.
Yeah.
Jean-Marie is my group leader or my team leader.
Yeah.
Who am I? Am I a team leader or a team member? Let's break it down with that scenario.
Yeah. So the principles for selecting a team leader, the thing I'm going to do is, you can decide to take on the role of a team leader. So that is you, ED, when you have even one client. I don't mind, even one client that you've been managing. Should we give a time frame for this?
Yes.
When you have
maybe
one
1 year or 6 months.
Managing for at least 6 months, let's say.
6 months, okay.
Yeah. But you can start creating your team. You don't have to wait for the 6 months to finish to create your team. You can start create your team, and after 6 months, you can take over that role. But we have to see how this whole thing happens, because who's going to sit and measure all these things, right? So we have to be very careful, not to create more work for ourselves. But again, if you cannot execute a client without handholding, then you cannot be a team leader. Very simple. You cannot be a team leader if you don't know how to manage your client. It's very, very clear. Huh? Just let's be very clear, because there are lots of these people here actually who can never be a team leader, because they are very good in doing their work, but they don't know how to do it without somebody telling them. Like, if just to give you an example, as soon as your client's thing gets over, you have to know how to refill the client. Right? You can't keep coming back to. Maybe we'll think about it. We'll think about what you should need to know. Maybe it is a group leader. Okay, yeah. Let me actually make this a group leaders thing. The group leader, responsibility is to do this, right? I don't know, Keisha, what do you think? Is to select the target client. So this is something that is going to be super important. Select the target clients and get them into HubSpot. I think this is going to be a very difficult activity. I don't know how a group leader can do it by themselves, but this is a responsibility of a group leader. How they do it may be different, so we have to, because it's going to be very important. It's not easy for a team leader also to do this, right? And we'll keep breaking it up, Mahana, Keisha, like what else, a group leader, because we have to make sure that, they do the job for the money that they earn. I can't be like sitting around and, they will, if the group leader is not useful, then their team will have to leave them and go away somewhere else. So, and we have to be careful, right? If somebody wants to break away and leave, they have to be able to demonstrate that they can do this job themselves. So it's not like, they can just leave by their will and wish. They have to be able to demonstrate that they can do, the target clients, they can get them into HubSpot, they can do all these things. We'll give a list of things in order to become, a group leader, right? And this way, I truly believe already people like Jean-Marie, people like, Keisha, Bahana, you can immediately become group leaders and start making your 1,000 people team immediately, right? Some of you have the credential. For example, I believe truly people like Idi, people like Farah, people like Kasi, people like Jackson, Yaradi, All of these guys are group leader material. And I may missed out a lot of people. Please don't get like Burberry and Ali and Ahmed. I can't remember every single one of you. You know who you are, so I don't have to tell your name, right? All of you can become group leaders easily once you learn the capability and have done the work, to get there. You have the capability. There is no doubt about it, right? So capability is there. You just need to get the clients. You automatically become a group leader. Is that fair enough? Just how we can, and remember one thing, guys, it's actually better to be a team leader than a group leader. Okay, I hope you understand that, right? I hope everybody understand it is actually better to be a team leader, so that you can make a lot more money than this thing, right? Up to because you can go. So for example, if you have 50 people, you can make $2,000 a month. But if you have 50 people, if you go here, you can only make 500 a month. Right? 1/4 of the money. So just imagine that. So you would be better off being a team leader than a group leader, before you change your mind, right? But this is what it is, guys. I think let's start with that. I will give this group leader responsibility to as many people as they are. If I feel that they have the capability, but it's really important to work as a team. And I really I look forward to maybe our next meeting. I'm opening this challenge for everybody. Priscilla, Yaradi, Safari, Richard, Jackson, all of you. I want to give you this challenge. Tell me, how do we reward the team? But the team that is working, not the team that is sleeping. You have to be careful. How do we reward the team? And also, what next for everybody? So this is something that you guys can think about it and tell me about it, and we can do that. So I'll pause here. I want to quickly come to the we are already on the 5th of the month, and the money has not yet come to you. I'm painfully aware of that. We'll try to fix that problem today to a good extent, but we'll slowly fix it over the next couple of days. There is a problem with M-Pesa. I don't know what is the problem. I sent a screenshot to all of you. Not able to send money through M-Pesa. So I have been sending it through a different service. And that's the first time we have done it. Already, a lot of money got stuck. And we will solve it, hopefully today or tomorrow. But Bahana, I think, for the people who we have already, sorted out, let's start distributing the money so that, we can continue to, we don't want to, hold anybody. Yes, Shamari.
Yes, thank you. It's another concern, because as a team leaders, we always get maybe complaint from the graduate. Like, someone will ask, now I have maybe one job, and the job is not sustainable, like the job that they're paying me 8,000, and I'm very active for a while. Then I have also, I'm active, I'm on top on the leaderboard, but never considered. How sure, as a team leader, are you going to ensure me that I'm going to get the second job? Maybe the graduate will complain, saying that even the people now getting maybe the jobs, they are not that much active, but we are active and maybe even top on the leaderboard. Then how are we going to get maybe motivated by getting another job? I do explain the other channel of getting job once you send the connection, but it seemed not convincing that much. I wanted your help.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look, I think we have to be careful. The only other way to reward them is to select them as team leaders for new jobs. If they have capability, yeah, that is one other way to reward them. But I think people should have trust in. I mean, I'm just looking at the case of Loboko, right? I don't know whether you guys have seen this guy. I mean, what is this guy doing? I don't understand. Somebody has to really. So Kisha, you cleared Loboko, right? I remember that you had cleared, Loboko. He has come
Yes,
from.
yes, Anis.
I mean, like, I don't know, how can somebody come, he's probably going to be the highest paid guy next month in the whole of Step Up. And this person, I don't know, existed even a few months ago. And it's all due to his hard work. None of us helped him. I don't think I helped him. I don't even know who this person is. How can this happen? I'm really surprised, but at the same time, I'm also, very happy for him, because he came, he worked really hard, and he just took all the jobs. Right? What's wrong with that? He didn't, in fact, he worked so hard that I was about to give him a job from the leaderboard, but instead of getting a job from the leaderboard, look at where he is right now. How is this possible, Kisha? He's reached 6,200 clients. Can you see, Kisha?
For how long?
He's even beaten all the people.
Then, for how long he reached 6,000, and how many clients he used to be sent weekly? These things used to bring some confusion to some members, including me.
But I can't, go and tell him not to send.
Well, Anis,
Unfortunately,
Anis,
yes.
I think I appreciate such kind of effort, but let's be somehow realistic. How many contacts can you send in a month? And then you understand this, yeah? Let's be authentic, let's be realistic into this, because I can't go beyond, let's say, 500,
No, I understand, Edie. I also recommend
I
everybody
used to
do.
I used to wonder when I see 1,000, 2,100 sent in 1 month. I don't understand this. Is it something we can verify in the account?
Yes, Anis.
Yes,
Leave the HubSpot, because I can decide to mark all sent and then it shows there. But what about the link?
No, Edie.
I'm not
Will you allow me to share the screen
Yes.
of his LinkedIn screenshot?
Yes,
not him, but I'm talking of, I have seen not him alone, I've seen several.
Yeah. We won't give. Yeah. Don't worry about that, Edie. Every single person, we never give them the job until we do a hard verification of the facts. So nobody can escape that, even group leaders. Everybody has to prove that they have done it. No exceptions. Look at that. 5,294. What about his connections? But what is the biggest problem? Let's say, let us say this person is a big fraud. Just for the heck of it. I hope, Loboko, you'll forgive me for saying this. It is just a, just to make a point, I'm saying this, okay? So let's say Loboko is a big fraud and he frauded everybody. He cheated everybody in Step Up, right? You know what? This guy had, in the last 2 weeks, he has won 2 jobs straight away. And I have, I'm giving him the 3rd job because the client that he has agreed to sign up has not yet signed up, okay? So I'm asking Keisha to give him a job from the leaderboard. Isn't it, Keisha? So I'm telling Keisha to, he's the number 1 on my leaderboard, right? Can you see? He's the number 1 here on the leaderboard. And I'm telling Keisha, let him give him this job. Because Keisha says, this guy is proved to me that he's done the job. And I tell him, okay, Keisha, let's give him the Freya recruitment job that we've got. Another $300 job. Let's give him that. And you know what he says? I don't need this. I already have 2 more jobs. Can you believe this? And we are sitting here and talking, why, if you work hard, nobody can stop you from getting jobs. I don't know what this guy is.
Sir Anis,
Yes, Jackson.
I know we have been putting in a lot of effort, but we are not there.
Look at this guy, Jackson. I'm like completely amazed how he's done that. He was not existing with Step Up 3 months ago or 4 months ago. Ali brought him in.
Yes.
Right? And today, he will beat everybody and become the highest earner in StepUp.1. Everybody.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, Farah. Very, very low, Farah. You have to. But can I just, Farah, before you go, can I ask maybe, Bahana and Keisha to have a word with this guy, Loboko, because I'm seriously psyched, how he did this. How did he connect with 5,000 people? Look at this. 6,000.
I think his account is more premium than our account. Maybe that could be the case. We can blame him in a way, but to be honest, it could be right.
I don't want to know. There is no blame. If he has not done anything wrong, why should we blame him? We are not saying, don't take more clients. Take more clients if you want. But I will only warn him that, if he did this for too long, his LinkedIn account will get suspended. So that is a warning that we need to give him. I don't know, Bahana, you and Keisha, can you guys, do a deep dive on these 2 guys, Loboko and Mohamed said. Both of them are doing something that is just unbelievably interesting. And both of them are
Mohamed said his account has a problem. He only has 3,000. And he consulted me and saying that there is something. It happened the same to Kocho, who has 12,000 in invited in HubSpot, but the real people that he invited is 4,000 something. I think I told you about this.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah. But Mohamed said is a genuine problem. Because I removed around 2,000 clients from Mohamed said because he wanted to hunt in the Arabic people, and that's why. But all that shouldn't create a problem, because they are clients that he never reached out to. So we need to do a deep dive of how many total clients that he has reached.
I can work on that with Kisa.
Absolutely, we can do that. But don't worry about Mohamed said and Kocho. I think we know that there is a problem. We can fix it. But even if there is a problem, right? What I can guarantee is we have to be able to see what focus on Loboko and find out what he's been doing, because it's just unbelievable. in 1 week, this guy gets 3 jobs, 1 from the leaderboard and 2 from his own effort. And if you get a job from your own effort, nobody can stop you from giving it to you.
Hi, Anis.
Yes.
I have one critical question here.
Yes, Eddie.
If there is a way someone can send, like, let's say 1,000 connection in a month, why can't we do it for our client? Because this is the work we're doing. And this is what exactly our client wants.
Yeah, no, we have to be careful, right? The danger is you can take risk with your account, but you can't take risk with your client's account. What if LinkedIn blocks you or suspends you? We don't want that to happen, right?
No, but we have already one success story here.
But yeah, but
we are not sure. We cannot take a rough road for our clients, and because we haven't done any investigation. We are not sure. Maybe next tomorrow, the guy might get blocked from LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So it's not something that we are certain, of. So we need to find out like the trick he has been using and see that it's something sustainable, legit. Because
I was only looking at the benefit for our clients, no?
Yeah, which is good. Yeah, we just
this is a success story for real, and we have to consider it, and then maybe do more research.
Yeah, see,
it is dangerous to have more pending invitations. Like he has 5,000 pending invitations. It is very dangerous.
It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. I mean, he will get banned anytime, but he could be lucky if he just stops doing everything right now and do nothing on his LinkedIn. I think he'll get 10 jobs. I feel I have a strong feeling this guy will get 10 jobs because he's like just cleaned it up basically. I was with him in meetings, right? And he has not spoken a single word in any of those meetings, but he's going to win, all these jobs. It's his hard work. Who am I to stop it? He took the risk and he's gaining the reward. Why should I say no to it? But it's a huge risk. I will ask all of you to never to do it. Stick to 500 a month. You can be the rabbit, and run very fast and die quickly, or you can be the turtle and walk slowly and live a long life, right? So just be careful. But what this told me about Loboco is how somebody can come from nowhere and do something so big.
But I would love to hear from Loboco himself. Is he online?
Yes, he's not here.
I'm happy to. I'd really be happy to hear from him the strategy does.
I am very happy. That's why I'm asking Bahana and Kisha to go to him, find out what does he doing, because this is something interesting. I really want to know what is he doing.
Yeah, we'll meet with him at SAR. I used to be at SAR.
Okay, yeah. Okay, guys, let's focus on payroll. I think, Bahana, you're right. So Bahana, if you keep clearing your Bahana account, I'll keep sending it. I think the Kefa account has really gone crazy, because I think some problem is there. I have to call them and clear them. This is the problem with every time a new service, this problem is there. But keep clearing your, your Kefa account, and I will, do something about it. Yeah.
Yes, Anis.
Yeah. Anything else, Jean-Marie? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
Just since we are in the meeting, I wanted to clarify if the issue of watch has been sorted, because I also sent his name to the people who are supposed to get their money, because the January payment he didn't receive.
Yeah, so we need to do something about it. It's not sorted, but let's say, we'll pay him, based on some kind of a division. Don't worry about it.
Then I want to suggest something. That was what I wanted to get. From the money of Anthony in January, he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah, you already told me. So put only the people who really need to go, and then we will take a call based on that. Yeah. But
Okay.
it doesn't matter who deserves, who doesn't deserve. We need to make sure that we take all the money from the client. I think that is what is really, I'm finding it extremely hard to do this work. To go back to the client and remind them and send them the payment link, it's getting extremely hard. And one last couple of small quick things, guys, as team leaders, I want to take care of this. Even yesterday, Jean-Marie, you sent a message with $100 number. Okay. And, there was a message where, the $100 was mentioned. We don't do any more $100, number one. Number two, all of you have to use the client pitch deck, which is the latest pitch deck, which only has a $300. Some of you have used the $200 deck, and the client I that met with yesterday is saying, oh no, your boy told me about $200. You're asking for $300 now. Why?
But
So
see, in regard to my message, I noticed that I notified that this is the old one. Things have changed, and I mentioned that. Yeah. Thank you.
You have to be careful. I need to change as well, but I want to take this thing to all of you. You have to be extremely careful. Always use the latest message and the latest deck. Okay. In order to do that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this one. So can you see my screen? So, we are going to put all of our documents over here like this. No more OneDrive, no more, sharing. So for example, if I click on this thing, it tells me, who's visited the document, who's seen it. And if I click on the client, it will even tell me, how much time he spent on each page, right? So we have created a fantastic mechanism. So we will upload all the documents that we are sharing, and even for presenting and everything, we'll make this from now onwards. So just watch out for the new messages. I'll try to post it. Somehow we need a way to, tell this to everybody. So even your meetings, right? I hope all your meetings have come here. Your meeting links, no more Calendly. Yeah, all your meeting links should be over here. I hope that should be clear to everybody. So yeah, Kisha is asking the 13 jobs, are they starting soon? So Kisha, I'm really not sure when they are starting. Okay, it's already there, Rafael. The $300 is always there. It's the same link. So if you click on that link, this is the same link. You see, I've already changed it, and I've even written the notes how to pitch the notes page. So it's always the same link. If you want, I'll just put it one more time over here, but it's always the same link. It's always the same link. There is no difference with the link itself. Yeah. Anis, are there the possibility of rewarding the first and second who are leading on the Anis? There was the possibility of rewarding the first and second individuals or leading on the leaderboard. But what reward? I mean, like, I think I already gave the reward of giving everybody the second job, right? $300 job. That's the reward. I need to know if these are 13 to be included in data bundles. Oh, no, include them right now, because the rule of the game is until the client signs up. Okay, the client has just asked me to identify the people. I have identified the people. We are going to meet with the client next week, and until they sign up and give, please continue to give them data bundles. Kisha. We need to figure out a way to follow up with the client, guys. This payment business is getting really tricky. I need to solve this problem somehow with one of you somehow. But irrespective, let's pay all the payment bundles like as usual. Any other questions, people? But yeah, just before you guys leave, about Bahana, Kisha, Jean-Marie, I will upload all the people into this thing, the HubSpot. So you can start forming your teams, within HubSpot, using that as the thing, so that it is easy for you to, manage, maintain, add, delete, and so on and so forth. This Excel is completely needs to be, come out. We need to come out of Excel. All Excel needs to be closed. Just keep that in mind.
Hi, Anis.
Yes, CD.
The pitching team, anyone has closed any news?
Yes.
Any payment? Because we are having a lot of questions here.
Yeah, definitely.
Any
But
changes?
sorry.
Any changes that have come up? Maybe improvement?
What do you mean, like improve in the pitching?
So, yes, the pitching strategies and all that. I know we've moved to HubSpot now.
No, nothing is changing. Just the pitch deck and everything is going to be on our spot. Other than that, everything is the same. You just need to come. I already think maybe so. ED, one of your person is not yet signed up, but I think he's almost there. Who's that guy, ED? If you remember, that person definitely said he'll sign up.
Avram?
Avram. Yes. No. Avram is not yet signed up, but we are waiting for him.
I think you told me to sign a document. Is that the same
he told
person?
to sign some NDA, right? Yeah, we said okay, and after that he has not come back. So Avram is definitely going to sign up. Keisha must be closing 2 deals easily. You 1 deal. We have to look at all those.
Also XQ.
Yeah, easy XQ. Yeah. He's not yet signed up, right? You are there with him. He said he's going to come back, etc., but he's said he will do it. So these 3 guys definitely said they will close. Avram, Chaitanya, Chet from Easy Cure. So Avram is yours, Chaitanya is yours, and a few more are closing. For example, unfortunately, yeah. So there is another couple of deals that are closing, but I think it will just have to go to the common pool because
I have also one that is ready to close on Monday.
Yeah.
I didn't have your link, but just got the link, own link. So I'll share it with you.
Yeah. But then look at, it's very important, guys. Everything here is working. Please go to the website and see. There is no need for any new link for paying. If somebody has to go, and remember this new job, it's both branding and networking. Okay. This is not anymore just one thing. Okay. Hope you guys have understood this. Take a look at this. It's not anymore one thing. It is not just, branding. It is branding and networking. Okay, so remember that.
Maybe because of the time has really gone, but I wanted to know, because I had a meeting with a client yesterday. I think I told you about her, and she has booked the meeting, I believe, and you'll be meeting with her soon. She asked what is the difference between the branding and the networking?
Yeah, just have to look at this. That's it. Branding is build your personal brand, build your thought leadership. 1 and 2 is branding. Networking is identify your clients and build your network. That is networking.
Is it different from generating the leads?
Yes. So generating leads is going and selling, so this is network, building your personal network. Stop with, the connection message. You don't do anything after the connection message. That's it. But generating leads, you do the connection message, you do the second message, you do the third message. If they don't respond, you do the email, the whole thing. That is what is generating leads. Make sense?
Yes, it is.
I think I need to teach this properly to all of you. Maybe Wednesday I'll do this properly.
Very important.
Yeah, it's very important because many of you are now thinking, what the hell is this, right? It's very important. And then we always advise our clients, do not generate leads first. Always start with branding and networking. Okay. Always start with this. Make sure you have don't be a aggressive sales guy. Only aggressive salespeople do this lead generation first. And they're not very successful if you're aggressive. Create thought leadership, create a personal identity. And this is what all of us also have to do, Keisha. You have to do this, Keisha. Bahana, you have to do this. I see too many posts coming from Bahana that is very generic. You need to become, a brand thought leader in one topic. And that's not really coming. And hyperscale. So it is like this. You always start with brand and network. Then you add leads. Then you do hyperscale. So you add, or you only do this or this. And if somebody wants to do hyperscale, they must have either this or this. So they need to, so you can't do hyperskill alone. You have to have, so it's everything is an upsell. So we always start with brand and network. Then we upsell, generate leads. Then we upsell, hyperscale, which means from one client, you can make $900 if they keep on moving up and up and up with you. Hope that makes sense. I think we have run out of time, guys. Let's meet next Wednesday, but keep putting your thoughts and other things across, and we